What are those top 3 gymnast pull-up variations that you probably never tried, but it can give you insane back gains and body control? Let's see. Most people are familiar with the classic pull-up using an overhand or underhand grip and maybe a few basic variations. But if you want to take things to a completely new level and are looking for a new challenge, it's time to step out of your comfort zone. Gymnasts use certain pulling exercises that you almost never see in regular gyms or even at calisthenics parks. Yet these movements are incredibly technical, highly effective, and build brutal strength, body awareness, and control. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 gymnastics-style pull-up exercises that hardly anyone does, and no, these are not flashy acrobatic tricks, but real progressive strength movements. You don't need special genetics or gymnastics background. If you can do basic pull-ups, you're consistent, and are willing to learn new movements, these exercises are within your reach. Each one challenges your back muscles from a different angle, targets your core and shoulders in a new way, and will add a completely new level to your training. At first, they might look complicated, but if you build them up step by step, all 3 can perfectly fit into your routine. So if you're bored of the same old pull-ups and want something exciting but still learnable, stick with me and let's start with the first exercise. The scapula swing is a typical gymnastics exercise that most people have never tried. Even though it's incredibly versatile, it builds strength, increases mobility, improves body awareness, and develops coordination. It's definitely not your average back exercise. The movement starts from an active bent arm hang with roughly 90-degree bent elbows, depressed scapulas, and a tight core. From here, you begin the movement, push your chest forward while bringing your scapulas together and moving your elbows backward. Then, the reverse motion, round your back, separate the scapulas, and push your elbows forward. It's a rhythmic, controlled forward and back movement that challenges you not only physically, but neurologically as well. Why is this exercise so valuable? First of all, it develops the active range of motion of your shoulders. Second, it works the rotator cuff muscles, which are key for shoulder health. Third, it hits the back and arm flexors from a completely new angle compared to classic pull-ups. Plus, it keeps the muscles under constant tension, which is especially helpful for building muscle. It also improves grip strength significantly, especially when you do longer sets. And maybe most uniquely, it boosts coordination and rhythm. It works like a wake-up call for body awareness. But it's important to emphasize the scapula swing is an advanced movement. It's no coincidence that gymnasts only start doing it after solid preparation. So before jumping in, you need a strong foundation. The most important prerequisites are confident execution of basic scapula movements like scapula push-ups and scapula depressions, strengthening the rotator cuff with elastic band or dumbbells, external rotation exercises such as Cuban rotations, at least 10 to 15 controlled inverted rows, and 5 to 8 proper pull-ups through full range of motion. If you've got those down, you can move on to the progressions. The first step is the 90-90 hold. This sets your starting position, a bent arm hang with a wide grip, elbows pointing out to the sides, scapulas depressed, tight core, legs straight or bent at the knees, depending on the height of the bar. The goal here is to be able to hold this position for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Once you can do that, move on to the leg-assisted scapula swing. You will work on a lower bar where your feet can comfortably touch the ground. At first, you can even keep your whole foot down and gradually move to your toes. From here, perform the scapula movement back and forth, keeping your torso completely vertical. Your legs are just there to assist, they shouldn't help too much. This is where you learn the rhythm and coordination of this exercise. Finally, once you can do at least 3 sets of 15 reps in the assisted version, you can move on to the full scapula swing without leg support. The starting position is the same, bent arm hang, wide grip, tight core. From here, perform dynamic forward and back swings using only scapula motion. Keep the arms stable, don't pull yourself up. The goal is to do it with maximum control and joint safety, avoid hitting your head on the bar, and don't arch your back or hinge at the hips. Most beginners can only do it in a small range of motion at first, and it's common to feel soreness in the rotator cuff muscles the next day, that's totally fine. The key is to build it up gradually, even starting with just a few reps per day. As a general recommendation, 10 to 15 reps for 2 to 3 sets is more than enough, either as part of the advanced prehab routine or as a pulling accessory exercise. This exercise doesn't replace the pulling movements, but it's an excellent supplement. And it gives your muscles a completely new kind of stimulus. It won't make you muscular overnight, but if you use it smartly, it can give you huge benefits. The ice cream maker is a visually impressive and technical gymnastics exercise that many people might think is just a trick at first glance, but it's actually a complex strength movement that works your back, arms, shoulders, and core all at once. If you've ever trained for the front lever or want to improve your pulling strength, this can be the perfect complementary exercise, but only if you use it correctly. The movement itself looks like leaning back from a half pull-up into a front lever-like position, then returning to the starting position. It should be done with straight body and tight core, with full body control throughout the entire movement. The most important thing to understand about this exercise is that you're not pulling yourself with your arms and you're not using momentum. Instead, you hold the position with full body tension and the movement is driven by your shoulders, back, and core. At the same time, it's important to mention that the ice cream maker is a controversial exercise. Some people say it's essential if you're serious about front lever training, while others think it's not very effective because it doesn't truly challenge either the bent arm or straight arm positions. One reason is that your center of mass doesn't change much during the movement, so the effort required isn't especially high. The first half of the movement is easier than a front lever raise because you can drop your shoulders and lift your hips in a kind of a seesaw motion to get horizontal. Coming back up is often done by bending your arms, but it only gets hard once your elbows are already bent. In a straight arm position, there is barely any resistance unless you hold each position. That's why many people believe that if you want to build real strength for the front lever, you should be focusing on specific movements like static holds and lever raises, which I agree. The same goes for pull-ups. If your goal is to pull higher or do more reps, you're better off doing full range of motion pull-ups instead of the halfway motion of this exercise. Both are true, but still, if you use it intelligently, the ice cream maker can be very valuable. For example, if you try to hold yourself in a position you can't yet control, even for 1-2 seconds, you give your body a strong isometric stimulus. This is especially effective if you pause briefly in the horizontal position during every rep. You're not only learning the rhythm of the movement, but also targeting your weak points. If you choose a body position you can already hold, like tuck, advanced tuck, straddle, or half leg, you can still add short pauses there too. The pauses add control, muscle tone, and isometric volume to your training. That way, the exercise becomes more than just a supplement. It becomes real progress. Also, the ice cream maker doesn't only work your back and arms, it requires strong core tension as well. If your core isn't tight enough, the whole movement falls apart. You start arching, hinging, or swinging, which defeats the entire purpose. That's why this is not just an upper body exercise, it's also a serious core exercise. On the top of that, it looks cool. If you can't do a front lever yet, the ice cream maker is a great intermediate goal that's easier to reach, and it helps you stay motivated on your way to your full front lever holds or raises. It's best to start with the leg assisted version. Sit under a low bar or on the ground with rings and use the floor to learn the basic rhythm, activate the scapula, lean back, extend your arms, then return to the starting position. Once that feels stable, move on to the band assisted version, which helps you to lift your leg while hanging. At this stage, you go through the full range of motion and learn to control the movement. When that becomes solid, you're ready for the full bodyweight version. Start from an active hang or a half pull-up, lean back, extend your arms, lift your legs, and reach the horizontal position. Then, in a controlled way, lower your legs, bend your arms, lean forward, and return to the hanging position. If you can't do it yet with a straight position, use classic regressions like tuck, advanced tuck, straddle, or single extended leg. The key is to maintain full body tension and control throughout. The recommended reps for advanced athletes is 5 to 10 reps in 2-3 sets depending on your goal, possibly with added isometric holds. And if this version becomes solid, you're ready for the next level, the butter maker, a circular, dynamic progression of this exercise. The so-called butter maker is one of the most unique pulling exercises that very few people know about, even though gymnasts use it regularly. It's no surprise it develops strength, body awareness, coordination, rhythm, and incredible control all at once. If you're looking for a complex and visually impressive bodyweight exercise, this is one of the best choices. Imagine hanging from a bar with your body completely straight while drawing circular motions with your legs like you're sketching in the air. That's the butter maker, a movement that's not only eye-catching but also technically very demanding. The butter maker is an advanced version of the ice cream maker. Basically, it's the same movement, but instead of going back and forth, you move in continuous circles while keeping full body tension. That's why the ice cream maker is a fundamental prerequisite. If you can't do it consistently, the butter maker will fall apart or be done with momentum, which defeats the whole purpose. Just like in gymnastics training, this exercise should be only introduced after proper base building and joint preparation. You will need grip strength, scapula stability, strong core muscles, especially the hollow body position, and dragon flags, basic pulling strength like inverted rows and proper pull-ups, at least 5 to 8 reps, and a minimum of 10 controlled ice cream maker reps. If you've got all that, it's time to build up to the butter maker step by step. This can be done also with regressions like tuck or advanced tuck position, or using resistance band for support. The goal here is to perform the circular motion with full body tension without falling apart. Begin with smaller arcs, then as you improve, move on to larger circles, even ones that pass through a front lever position. The usual starting position is a half pull-up. It's important to keep your body moving as a solid unit. This requires not just muscular strength, but rhythm and precise movement coordination. Your body should rotate as a single tight piece, otherwise you will lose control and end up just swinging. This exercise is best done on a bar, since ring will swing too much due to the circular motion, making control very difficult. The recommended reps are 5 to 8 circles to each direction for 3 to 5 sets. You can train it separately or add it to your pull-up days. It fits especially well alongside front lever progressions, core workouts, or even static holds. The goal of the butter maker isn't just to build muscle, but to reach a level where all your muscles work together in harmony. That's exactly why gymnasts use it. It doesn't just build strength, it teaches you. It teaches you controlled movement, full body tension, and develops a level of refined muscular control that most exercises can't give you. If you want to make visible progress while also improving strength, body awareness, and movement quality, this exercise is for you. So which exercise did you like the most? Which one will you try? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you want to build your dream physique using bodyweight workouts you can do anywhere, following a well-designed method that not only builds your strength, but also improves your body control and movement coordination, then join the Gymnastics Method system. If you want to get the most out of yourself and support your progress with irreplaceable help, personalized guidance, constant feedback, and 24/7 accountability from an expert, apply to one-on-one coaching. Otherwise, if you want to work at your own pace using the same well-structured system, just click the link below, join the Gymnastics Method community with the app, and get access to all my programs, tutorials, daily workouts, and much more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and now check out one of my earlier videos on the end screen.